Catnapped Part 2.
The new Prospect Hornographer, January 21st, 2021. Crocker catnapped. Earthsea President detained indefinitely by grinning Jaspros. Fafetta's Reach. Jasprosesprite Squared, the enigmatic combination of creator and house cat, made her first appearance on Earthsea since the planet's creation, and solved the mystery of President Jane Crocker's disappearance yesterday. She broadcast a televised statement with the missing President Crocker from her throne room at Fafetta's Reach in the Carapace Kingdom, claiming to have returned to her rightful role as queen and intending to reign. In this capacity, she announced her authority to detain President Crocker, declaring her election as null and void because of gerrymandering or whatever. In the bizarre message, Jasprosesprite Squared referred to the president as Cookie Tits and said she's getting a timeout for her own neoliberal good. Right pointing angle bracket :3C. In the Carapace Kingdom, where discontent rose over Crocker being elected president despite receiving only 31.6% of the Carapacean vote, Jasprosesprite Squared was welcomed as queen immediately by numerous partisans, who had set about transforming the disused palace, now operational as a museum, from Mondays through Fridays into a seat of governance. Vice President Ataxia, now acting as Commander-in-Chief, addressed the press, stating Jasprosesprite Squared's claim was illegitimate and anti-democratic. All options are on the table for restoring the legitimate choice of Earthsea's voters to office, and we hope officials in the Carapace Kingdom will comply in a timely fashion, said the Vice President. The Vice President's selection by Crocker was seen as a compromise, with the former Troll Kingdom senator providing troll representation in her administration. Ataxia is unpopular in his home kingdom. A recent New Prospect Hornographer poll found most troll voters disapproved of him, with his support for President Crocker's limits on troll reproduction proving controversial. Swiffer Eggmop, deputy of the Brooding Caverns, appeared to offer recognition to the claimant queen. Though she did not address the press, she was seen entering the castle by news media, and a high-ranking Carapacean official told the Hornographer that a meeting between Eggmop, Jasprosesprite Squared, and President Crocker, still under house arrest in the palace, was due to take place this afternoon. Jake English and a representative of the new Carapacean monarchist movement will also be present. The Carapacean regional government has yet to respond to a demand by Vice President Ataxia to dispatch military forces to the palace, but the legislature was called to an emergency session and will meet at the old post office building near Fafetta's Reach to discuss the situation. Little is known for sure about Jasprosesprite Squared, with her existence not mentioned in Rose Lalonde's popular historical journals. Before her reappearance, she was regarded as a mythical figure by many, and debate raged as to the veracity of claims regarding her historicity.
I've got your constitution right here. Look at this, bupkis.
This is the founding document of a democratic world government. I would hardly call that bupkis.
Swiffer, darling?
Yes, ma'am.
Could you read out the Fifth Amendment to the Earthsea Presidential Compact?
Yes, right away. The Fifth Amendment to the ECPC goes, when you are being questioned for a crime, you may say you plead the Fifth, and nobody can make you talk.
Okay, that's reasonably informal, yes.
It's exactly the description you'd get from someone writing a constitution based off a shallow approximation of American Earth culture discovered via archaeologically preserved cop movies is what it fucking is.
You talk very fast, ma'am.
Yeah? Well, you should see what else I can do. Listen, Janie Pooh, Janeums, your government's a fucking joke. It's for clowns, by clowns, and you're the clown fucker in chief.
I can't believe I'm getting called a joke by a fucking mongrel house cat.
Huh?
Why are you all looking at me like that? Jake, explain.
Well, it's It's a little impolite.
It's the kind of problematic nonsense that always manages to escape those pursed lips of yours. Now, I'm just a simple kitty goddess with broad multi-universal knowledge of multiple timelines experience, who also happens to be the infinitely wise lesbotic Casanova of anyone's dreams. But I know a red flag when I see it.
Humble, too.
Oh!
No, not that one. The red flag is you, Jane. Your absolute delusion that you're any kind of qualified to wield this kind of power can get people killed.
I just took office an hour ago, you smug, contemptible bitch. And if I could just kill whomever I pleased, this meeting would be over very quickly.
As I was saying, your quickness to anger could put an entire planet at war. Your lack of so much as a completed high school education and any government experience is actively inimical to the idea that you could serve as a competent mid-level bureaucrat in a global government, much less its president. So, here's what I'm gonna do. We're going to do a presidential boot camp, Jane Crocker. You, me, Jake Swiffer, Swiffer's friend with the clipboard, and this Carapacian monarchist. Once you learn a thing or two about the 3 pillars of good rulership, the Carapace Kingdom will certify your election results and recognize the Earthsea presidential government again.
Oh, Jesus Christ. What are these 3 vaunted pillars?
It's simple, cherry pie. Women, wine, and song. Prop.
Problem Sleuth squared. You are, undeniably, the top problem sleuth in the city. Solicitations for your service are overwhelming in quantity. Compensation spectacular. It is a cold winter evening. You are feeling particularly hard-boiled tonight. What will you do? Problem Sleuth, inspect office. You stand atop a finely woven rug. Behind you is a door. On the wall, your safe, locked. Your expensive, hewn cedar desk has 3 things on it. A new touch-tone telephone, beige. A new computer, beige. And your key. Your radiator is working hard this evening. Problem Sleuth, look out the window. It's another dark night in Midnight City, which makes sense because it's perpetually midnight here. But what's that flash on the horizon? It might be a problem. A problem that requires sleuthing. Problem Sleuth, get key. You pick up the gun. The grip is cold against your palm. This is your only friend in the world right now. It's gonna be a long night. Again. Next. And here's trouble on line 1. Trouble's always on line 1. So is everything else, because your office only has 1 phone line. You're not, like, mega rich, okay? You just have a stable income as a retired protagonist and active private detective and mural enthusiast. You don't have a yacht or anything. Ace Dick is the one with the yacht. Fuck him. You should probably pick up the phone. Problem Sleuth, pick up phone. You pick up the phone, but before we can hear what hard-boiled nonsense with a really complicated puzzle you're surely about to be subjected to, you decide to be Jasprosesprite squared.
I'm not trying to be your enemy, Jane.
You called me, and I quote, clown fucker.
I've seen the way you turn out in other timelines. It's accurate. I'm trying to prevent that, Janie Pooh. There's a lot of bad outcomes, but you aren't inherently evil. And you just got elected. You haven't done anything irredeemable yet. You've just got a lot of societal conditioning to undo. You're the perfect candidate for a redemption arc.
Oh, am I now? Well, isn't that just delightful? Tell me then, Rose.
Jaspros.
Tell me then, Jaspros. In what part of this seedy bar exactly is my redemption arc located?
I'm not quite all-seeing. How about we finish our drinks and check the dance floor first? We've been working for sweeps on this malarkey.
We put in the elbow grease, but not a single creator but the matriarch even cared. We were fighting mortals. But then this Crocker comes along and just blusters straight into the clutches of all of the grimy, filthy, rich regressives. Starts parroting their talking points, giving them her infinite fantasy money. All I'm saying is, I'm not too bothered by what's happening here. The kidnapping and all.
I don't know. Not sure if it's a good idea, Swift. Let me be clear, though. I don't have one iota of respect for President Jane Crocker. It's just the politics on this planet used to make sense, man. It wasn't great, but at least you knew the rules. Now we have to deal with this shit that's completely impossible to take seriously. I don't think I can pretend that making a fucking cat version of the Sierra Light a queen was a good idea.
Look, I think she's neat.
Of course you do, you big gay slut.
Oh, you cad. Not like that. I just think we're working in extraordinary times. For 5,000 years, the position of matriarch sits vacant, waiting for a Kanaya Mariam. Then she goes into space and goes all, Swiffer, I must go to space to retrieve my wife. You may take over as matriarch while I'm away. I'm in way over my head. Queen Jasprose might not be the most stable leader, but every minute she's occupying the president is a minute she's not rolling back our legal protections. And who knows, maybe she'll change. Either way, I need all the help I can get from my Moira right now. We're in a huge mess, and you know how I feel about messes.
I do know.
You always have my help. No matter how many weirdo Technicolor gods show up.
I know you do, see. Look, when we get back from this, things are gonna be even crazier. Pressing our faces, the whole 9 yards. We might as well have a little fun while we can, eh? Look, Tootsie, there's another thing I wanted to talk to you about.
Another political excoriation? Perhaps an insult to my intelligence? Or another clumsy pass?
I'm completely charming you, and you know it.
Humph.
It's about Dirk. Have things been perhaps a bit different inside your head since he left?
What?
Let me put it in a slightly more clonical and detached fashion. Have you been hearing fewer voices?
Meanwhile, a concerned parent searches for his daughter. He's discovered a lead. He goes through the window. A father will do what is best for his children.